You've been born. Well, sort of. Right now, you're a tiny egg, buried deep underground with hundreds of others, carefully arranged in the nursery. Workers rush by and keep stepping on you as if you don't exist. But for now, it's safe. A few days later, you hatch. Congratulations! You're now a squishy, blind larva. You can't move, you can't see, and your only real talent is opening your mouth, which, as it turns out, is pretty good compared to some of the others. The workers feed you pre-digested bug mush, straight from their mouth to yours. It's revolting, but effective. Each time you feel like you're getting stronger, which is a good thing because resources are limited. The workers only feed larvae that show promise, and you see what happens to those that don't. Ah well, more food for me. It's been a few weeks of non-stop eating, and you've reached the next stage of evolution. The papa. You curl up motionless as you begin to change. While you lie still, the nursery begins to shake. You're not sure what's going on as if still not fully developed your eyes yet. Vibrations ripple through the ground, and the air fills with alarm pheromones. You can't really see anything. You can tell something is wrong. Ah well. It's not your problem anyway, so you continue to relax and chill in your little bubble. On the outside, workers rush past your cocoon. Their tiny body collides with yours. There's scratching, thrashing, and then silence. When it's over, you feel as workers dragging something heavy and wet past you. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Sounds like they have everything under control. Eventually, you merge. Legs, check. Mandibles, sharp. Exoskeleton, shiny. You've survived your first real test of life, and you did nothing to make it happen. Lucky you. Now that you can move, you've been given your first job. Cleaning. Not what you expected, but it's better than the alternative. You're tasked with tending to the queen, who is significantly larger than you. She spends all day laying eggs, and your job is to keep her and the nursery spotless. It's repetitive, thankless work, but it's safe. No predators, no battles, just the quiet hum of the colony. Turns out, you're pretty good at this job. I managed to get a bit bigger in the process, so you've been promoted. You're now a forager. You quite liked your job, but you can't exactly say no. Time to go outside, I guess. You're introduced to your team, then you head on up. The outside world is overwhelming. It's loud, bright, and full of creatures that want to eat you. I'd best keep in the middle for now. Whilst out on the trail, you and your team find a crumb. A massive treasure compared to your size, so you start hauling it back. As you head back, you hear some rustling in the distance. You aren't sure what it is. It gets closer. Is that a giant scaly thing? You turn around, and your team is gone. I'd best get out of here. You're fast, so you manage to catch up to the rest. The beast's jaws snapping shut around one of your teammates as you all sprint back to the colony where it's safe. As you catch your breath, you reflect on what just happened. Best not dwell on it. You're alive, and that's all that matters. You decide to call it a day and get some rest before you head back out again. It's been 2 months now, and you've become bigger from all your foraging trips. Despite the dangers, you enjoy the job. You've seen your fair share of violence, but since you're the fastest member of the colony, it's easy for you to run away. Life is good. Since you've lasted this long, you've been promoted again. You're now a soldier, defending the front lines and will fight to the death on a daily basis. Lucky you. You'll learn a few basics on what to do and where to go. It's not long since you've been promoted. The rival Vio ant colony sends out a raiding party to steal your food stores. The pheromone alarm hits the air, and you all head off to the front lines. As you get out to the battlefield, it's carnage. You see an enemy, and you run over, biting and stinging until they stop moving. That was quite easy, actually. The raid is over very quickly, but not without its losses. You try not to think about it. The bodies are very quickly dragged to the trash pile. You pause for a moment, then move on. A month later, the rain arrives without warning, turning your carefully built nest into a muddy disaster. Water rushes in, flooding the tunnels and forcing everyone to evacuate. You barely have time to process what's happening before the workers start linking legs to form a raft. You're shoved into position near the edge where the little fish are circling. Perfect. I'm the bait now. The queen, of course, is safely perched in the centre of the raft, safe from any of the dangers. As the colony floats downstream, you cling tightly. For one misstep, and you'll be straight into a fish's mouth. A worker near the edge disappears with a splash. You don't even bother looking anymore. Eventually, the water recedes, and you make it back to solid ground. Next time, I'm staying in the middle. This is it, the nuptial flight. You've grown some wings after the waters as its perfect conditions for mating. You take to the skies alongside thousands of others, all competing for the same prize. You see her, the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. As you race through the swarm against all the odds, you reach her, you do the deed, and then, well, it's over. You fall to the ground, your purpose fulfilled. After the death of your recent husband, you shed your wings and dig into the earth, creating a tiny chamber. This will do. It's lonely, dangerous, and everything depends on you. Your first eggs are few and fragile, and you feed the larva with your own reserves. It's not so bad. For now, you wait. You stay underground, safe and secure, until you're not.